Hi, Debbie Chu here from Chu on Vegan, and welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new here, I'm a plant-based RN and I follow the Starch Solution. The Starch Solution is a program that was developed by Dr. John McDougall, and following his program, I was able to lose the last 15 pounds. If you'd like more information, I will leave a link to his book in the description box below. On my channel, you will find quick and easy whole food plant-based recipes. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe to my channel and make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video, which is every Tuesday and Saturday. You can also follow me on Instagram. And if you're new to this way of eating, or if you're just curious, or maybe you've been doing it a while and you need some more support, I started a Facebook group. I will leave a link to that in the description box below, and I hope you join. Today I'm going to be doing another what I ate in a day in a video, so I'm going to show you what I ate today for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now I'm not going to include snacks in this one, so it's just going to be the 3 meals. And for breakfast, I'm starting off with a cherry vanilla oatmeal. I'm still on the oatmeal train, loving it, so I'm going to show you a quick, easy recipe for that. And for lunch, I'm going to show you how I use my leftovers to just really throw together a super quick lunch. And for dinner, I'm going to be making a creamy, roasted, smoky butternut squash soup. It is fall after all, and it's time to just get those squash going and make all kinds of different recipes. And I love a good butternut squash soup, and I think you'll enjoy this one too. So let's get started. So these are the ingredients you will need to make our cherry vanilla oatmeal. Super easy. I've got 1½ cups of rolled oats. I've got a tablespoon of golden flaxseed, 3/4 cups of frozen riced cauliflower. I've got 1 frozen banana, and I've got a cup of frozen cherries, and I'm also going to use a little bit of vanilla. And we're going to add this to some boiling water. So let's get started. So we're just going to throw it all in. This is 3 cups of water, by the way. About a teaspoon of vanilla. If brown bananas bother you, then feel free to use fresh. Brown bananas do not bother me. I think it's just convenient, so I use frozen. I like to add the bananas just for a little sweetness. So we're going to let this cook for about 10 minutes. Once it comes back up to a boil, I'll set the timer for 10 minutes. And then as it's cooking, I like to smush down the bananas and get them more incorporated into the oatmeal. So it's been about 10 minutes. And when it gets close to the end, that's when I start smushing the bananas. I've already done some. And then you can just see it just kind of blends right in and gives it a lot of sweetness. If you want to add more cherries, then that's up to you. A cup is usually good for me, just to give it that cherry flavor. And then I have enough for breakfast this morning and then for a couple days at work. I also like to mush down the cherries a little bit. Just makes them easier to eat because these are really big. So I added a few blueberries. I love to eat blueberries every day. They're super high in antioxidants, and I really encourage you to try to incorporate blueberries every day. So this is a super hearty breakfast, and I'm going to go enjoy this, and then I'm going to show you the rest of the day. One of my favorite and most easiest lunches that I love to do, and I do this all the time, is I just had some leftover steamed veggies, and I had a leftover baked potato. I just put them both in the microwave. I made a little salad here, and then I'm just going to put my 3-2-1 dressing over the whole thing. And then I like to add a little lemon pepper, and I like to put some smoked paprika on my potatoes. And that is it. You don't get much easier than that. So that's my lunch today. So to start this creamy, smoky, roasted butternut squash, we have to roast the butternut squash. So I got about 3.5 pound butternut squash. You want about between 3 and 4 pounds. I peeled it, I cut it up in chunks. I seasoned it with garlic powder, onion powder, and smoked paprika, and I let that roast at 400 degrees for about a half hour. Then I took it out and I quartered an onion and separated the layers and put that on, seasoned them up as well, and cooked it, put it back in the oven for another 30 minutes. And you come out with this beautifully roasted onion and butternut squash, which is going to add such a depth of flavor. So I would not skip this part of the recipe, and it really doesn't take any time at all. Just put it in the oven, go do whatever you need to do, and just keep checking on it. But it's an integral part of this recipe. So I'm going to put this all into a pot, and then I'm going to show you all the other ingredients. So I've put the butternut squash and the onion into the pan, and we're going to add some veggie broth. And I've got 2 cups here, but I'm going to start with, say, about a cup. Then we're going to add in a couple cloves of garlic. We're going to add in some maple syrup. And we're going to add in a little bit of liquid smoke, and I mean like a 1/4 teaspoon. A little goes a long way. And for our spices, I have 3/4 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice, a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and I've got a 1/4 teaspoon of ground rosemary. And I do have some smoked paprika in here as well, about 1/8 teaspoon, and then about 1/8 teaspoon of white pepper. And of course, you can adjust these seasonings as you see fit. I'm just gonna stir these around, and we're gonna let this cook for like 10 minutes. Just kind of let all the flavors meld together. And then if I need to add more veggie broth, I will at that time. And then after all that, we're going to get my immersion blender out and just puree it till it's nice and smooth. Or you could put it in your blender. So once this comes up to a boil, I'm just gonna turn it down and just let it simmer for about 10 minutes. So after this has been simmering for about 10 minutes, I'm gonna add a cup of coconut milk. And this is not the coconut milk, the Thai coconut milk that comes in a can. This is the So Delicious coconut milk, and it's got a lot less fat in it than that other canned coconut or even coconut cream. You're more than welcome to use a different kind of plant milk. If you want to use almond milk, that's fine, whatever you want to do. I just wanted that hint of coconut in here. It'll add a little sweetness, and I just thought it would add another depth of flavor. So we've got our coconut milk in here, which is going to add a little creaminess to it. And now I'm just going to use my immersion blender, and I'm going to puree all of this. If I feel like I need some more liquid, then I'll add more veggie broth, but I want to see what it's like right now. So fun fact, my immersion blender just died, so I ended up putting it into my Vitamix. So we're just going to pour that in here. Now that's the kind of consistency that I like. If you'd like that thinner, then of course add some more veggie broth. I just like to garnish with a few pumpkin seeds, just right on top, like that. And then I like to put a little lemon pepper on top. I'm just like in a lemon pepper kind of vibe lately, but if you just want to use regular pepper, that's fine. So this is my creamy roasted smoky butternut squash soup. Let's give it a taste. So we've got our soup all done. I've got those little bit of pepitas on the top, sprinkled a little bit of the lemon pepper. I just love that little tang. I think it tastes really good. If you don't like that, you can just use regular pepper. You could put some hot sauce on this. You can decorate it however you would like. So let's give it a try. It is creamy and smoky. So flavorful. One more bite. These are the kind of soups I love when it starts getting cooler. They're just so hearty and comforting and cozy. I love them. So I hope you give this one a try. So that's it for my recipes for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember that all my recipes are good for you, they're good for the animals, and they're good for the planet, and what you put on your plate determines your fate and your weight. Until next time, thank you. If you're new here, I'm a plant-based RN. I just already said that. That's like a really good angle, isn't it? Is that gonna focus? What's happening? And there you have it. We have our creamy, roasted smoky butternut. Oh my God.